Thanks for staying with us and getting to the last lap of this program this morning. We're looking at reviving local governance in Nigeria. The local government in Nigeria, tasked with vital services like sanitation and primary health care, often fail to impact the communities they serve. On the breakfast, Dayo Asade, Labour Party chairmanship candidate for Ifako Ijaiye local government area, is discussing with us today, we're hoping, the critical role of local government, its current inefficiencies or efficiencies, as the case may be, and the structural challenges posed by the state-level interference. We're glad to have you join us here this morning, Mr. Asade. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you.
Okay. So let's first of all get to meet with you. This stranger we are seeing today, who is Dayo Asade?
Well, Dayo Asade is just someone that was born out of a good home, basically from a very disciplined home. I grew up in Ifako Ijaiye, and I've always been into business all my life. I used to work in Guaranteed Trust Bank, and that's about 2004, and then set back after then just business.
So why the venture into politics? Was that the main thing that made you start to think politics?
I was born out of passion for my mother. My mom was a primary school teacher, and they had some issues back then. And we as children, you know how we ask things from our mother, requesting her to give us things, what we need, and she works, and we can't justify the work with the pockets. So she took me to school and told the headmistress to show me a pay slip. Remember, the pay slip is always long. So in the process of doing that, I found out that what my mother was bringing home is not even enough to even feed just one child, you know, and they were being owed salary for almost 9 months. So it was a tough time. So I saw my mother's tears. So I just didn't like that part of it. So the only thing I made up my mind as a young boy then was, okay, how can I want to change this. Then how can I do it? So as I was growing up, I now later found out about politics. I didn't even know that was how you can make change. So unless you come into the system, that's how you can make those changes yourself.
Okay, you are from Ifako Ijaiye. You grew up in Ifako Ijaiye, so you're son of the soil. You're the Omonile of that place. I hope you have not sold somebody's land anyway. But you know, jokes apart, what are some critical challenges that a place like Ifako Ijaiye, for instance, because it could translate into what the whole of Lagos is experiencing, but particularly Ifako Ijaiye, what are some of those challenges that you think are not being addressed? And I'm not talking about government from the center, like the presidency and all that. I'm talking about the grassroots, because that's what we're discussing today. Grassroots government is failing to address that they need to address.
Okay, I think one is a community engagement and community involvement in grassroots governance.
I knew you would say community because you are so versed in community development. I was trying to read up on you, and I saw what you've been doing in the communities. But go ahead.
Okay, so I believe that you want to run a family. If you don't have cordial relationship with your children, or you don't discuss with your children, you don't engage your children, you may not know what they need. You may not know what their problems are. You will only assume what you thought is right for them, and that might not be what is right for them. So I think first is community engagement and community involvement. And secondly, we need transparency. We need transparency. We need accountability. You can't just be doing a road and be telling me that you're doing me a favor for doing the basic amenities that you are supposed to do. You know, they've made it like, if we do this road for you, we have done something for you. No, you're taxing them. They're paying taxes. So how are you doing something for them when you're also going to collect taxes from them?
They're paying for it.
They're paying for it. So it's not that you're doing them any favor. So that's one of the key things that you need to do is we need to engage the people. The people is important. That's all. It's people first.
Okay, so actually we're talking grassroots now, and we're looking mostly at the local government. Now, all the things you're talking about, engaging the people and doing what they're supposed to do, asking them first and knowing that is your obligation, everything we've discussed here. Do you think the local government system in Nigeria right now is working optimally?
Well, I think for now, we'll say we're still running a master-servant relationship.
How do you mean?
Well, where you have a master that you have to report to in order to be able to do anything in the local government. So I don't want to point at anybody, but I believe there should be differentiation in roles. The state government has their role, the local government has their role. It's the third tier of government. They should allow it to survive. They should allow it to run its own administration the way it is supposed to be run and not to be strangulated. You know, it's something that I believe our generation is going to make the change. We're going to make the change. So it's something that we're going to start now. We're starting now. But you're going to see more of us.
What's the instrument of change you're going to use to effect this change? Because master servant that you talked about, yeah. I'm sure is between the state government and the local government. Yes. And maybe by extension the federal government, because they are culpable as well. For instance, they brought a law that local government should be autonomous. Till now, the central bank is not paying directly to the local government, so they also have their hands soiled. So it worries me, if you have a vision to change what is happening, what can you do differently? I'll give you an instance. Was it Ogun State or so? A chairman spoke out and said, we are being muzzled, we are being strangulated, that's the word you used, and they don't give us enough money. They don't give us the allocations that are due to us. They just give us a paltry sum. And instead of other chairmen to support him, they worked against him, and I think he was impeached or so. So a voice crying in the wilderness is a very, very endangered voice in Nigerian politics. So if, for instance, you contested and you were voted as chairman, how would you fight that status quo to make sure that you can function as a local government and have things done?
Okay, take for example, I'm going to use the current president of the country as an example during his tenure when
Obasanjo did not give him. Yeah.
He wasn't given allocation and all that. But the government ran. It's all about know-how, experience, partnerships. Do you understand? So if you choose that, okay, you want to deal with the local government, except if you don't have that relationship, if you don't have that network. We have professionals, we have investors, we have partners that are ready to come in and make the system work in the local government, because that is the closest place to the people. So the yearnings, the needs, the accommodation, the provisions, the policies, the healthcare, everything starts at the local government. But when we're talking about how we will break that chain, is all about partnerships. You cannot tell us that we can't take care of our people. If you feel holding the money will make us say how do I put it, to be stranded. We're not going to be stranded. We're going to get the job done, and when we get the job done, you have to pay. Most government does that. And he said, what's wrong with the local government? Why can't we do it? Even if it's going to take years, we'll get the money back. But what we want is the development of our own community, which is possible, sir.
Yeah, but okay, a lot of things that happen, especially in Lagos, it's like we have a mustard tree, you know. Every bird goes there to take refuge. Every kind of animal goes there to that big tree that is in Lagos, and decisions are made there. But you don't seem to be a part of these branches and the leaves of that tree. I'm talking, should we mention names? Yeah. We have a government that answers to a particular person. That's the perception at least all of us have had. Now, you don't belong to that mainstream. How do you intend to navigate the waters? What are the chances of, for instance, your party? You belong to the Labour Party, right? Yes. So what are the chances of a party like Labour Party, even though they made some headway in the last election, presidential election, to show that they had strength enough, but a lot has gone under the bridge since then. How do you intend to navigate those waters?
Well, there's an adage that a goldsmith that is hitting at a spot is trying to what? Achieve something. We might be the catalyst, and we might be the change that everybody has been waiting for, and we are going to be the change that everybody is waiting for in Lagos State. You see, for policies and for programs, if your programs are right, if your programs are people's program, there's no need for you to say you want to hold me down.
Do Nigerians even think about someone's manifesto, about the programs that you have planned? Because it seems to be a give me rice and onions thing that we are finding here all the time.
We have to, you can't say you stop working. You have to keep trying. You have to keep pushing. Don't you think the change is here already? Haven't you smell it? It's here already. We have to just continue to do what we have to do. We don't need to believe that somebody is there. It's written in the Bible. If you read the Bible, and David killed Goliath. We just what?
A stone.
It's not 5, it's not 10, it's just 1. Ifako Ijaiye can be that. So don't let's see anybody. There's no Goliath anywhere. We are only working with God, and we see only God in our process.
Okay, I'm bringing in all this. We are supposed to be talking about local governments generally, but I've seen someone who is interested in making that change. So why not take the opportunity and pry into what he feels and how he feels he can do what he needs to do. That's why I'm asking you all these questions. But the way local government is being operated now, what is that missing factor that you think can be implemented to make the local government work well? I think I've asked you this before, but let's go back to it, because everybody's blaming somebody else. State government is saying, oh, local government, when they had the powers, they didn't pay these, they didn't, like you were saying, they were owing your mother. That was when local government seemed to be operational at that time. Yeah. So state government is blaming local government, federal government is blaming state government. Everybody's blaming everybody else. But what is that critical thing that is missing that can make the local government function well, beyond just enacting a law that is not working?
Okay, one, I'll come back to it: transparency, accountability, and community engagement. And take, for example, do you know the budget of your local government? Have you seen it before? Have you ever seen any?
Nobody tells you that.
So what's wrong with you publishing what you want to do? What's wrong with, why is the budget not public?
Do you think that's a function, maybe the word is not right, but do you think that's the fault of the local government per se? Because I'm asking you this because local government, let's say they're supposed to have 100 million in a month. And what the experience we've had is that at some point, the governor will only give you like 2 million or 3 million or 5 million. There are instances that's happened like that to run that office. It's almost like giving you impress. So which budget will you publish? The budget that has 100 million that is not given to you, or the budget that has 5 million which the governor has given to you and doesn't want everybody else to think that that's what is getting to you?
Well, it's so simple. There's an allocation coming from the budget office or from the federal government, allocated to Ifako Ijaiye. Currently, I think Ifako Ijaiye on paper is about 1 billion or thereabout. And don't forget, we have Ojukoro, we have Ifako Ijaiye. And we have to maximize what is given to Ifako Ijaiye on that paper, and we will publish it. We'll let the world see it, and then when the governor or whoever is there sees what we are doing, he has no choice. He will have no choice how to say, okay,
take your money.
Take your money. So
that blackmailing.
No, you don't need to. When it's not as if you want to hide anything.
It's true.
So if the government didn't give you money, well, don't worry. It's going to be like we are talking too much.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
For purpose of emphasis, yes. What is the real, in your own idea, what's the real essence of having a local government, the purpose of local government, the functions of a local government, so that when they are functioning the way they should function, this is X, Y, Z that they should be doing. This is the reason local government, in the first place, is the third tier of government.
The same thing with, we'll say, I'll still go back to family. Administrative control of the local governments comes with the will of the leader first. Secondly, you as a leader, you have to understand what is needed in each of the communities. You have word A to word F. In the process, what word A needs is different from what word B needs. What word B needs is different from what word C needs. What word C needs is different from what word D and E and F. So you have to identify what are the needs. Do you understand? And then the purpose of it is for you to be able to make sure that what the people need is what you are providing. And in that way, the people will definitely, don't forget that when you provide this to them, what they need and what the community wants, you will generate more income because they will be willing to pay their taxes and revenues. That's how you to generate your own revenue. So whether you like it or not, everything still boils down on people first, on community first. And then you can now say you are running the government. You can't run a government for the people and not by the people. It's not possible. So if you are going to do anything, you must understand, identify, talk to them. Okay, how can we go about this? If it's one major project per ward, start it, do it. Run it. It's not so difficult, except if you don't want to do it. That's why I said the will of the leader. The will is important first before you do anything in the local government.
If you were to contest and you were voted into office, what would you think after the 3 years or 4 years? I don't even know how many years local governments stay nowadays. So after the tenure, what do you think as a person you would like to leave as your legacy?
Well, part of my driving force.
Please don't mention roads.
No. Part of my driving force. I used to be a member of Junior Chambers International and also a member of United Nations Association of Nigeria. And there's something they talk about, which is, what would you like to be remembered for? My name and integrity is all my father gave me. He's late, but I protect it with all my life. I guard it with all my life. So I would like my own name to be remembered for good and the good deed I did while I am there.
What sort of good deeds do you intend to do? And before you answer that, I remember what former President Obasanjo said when he was asked about what he felt about Yaradua at that time. He said, Yaradua is a good man, but it takes more than being good to be a good leader. So in protecting your name, maybe you're saying there will be no compromises and all that, and it seems as if politics is all about compromises. How will you do that without compromising at some point?
That's why I said the will of the leader. When the will is there, the followers will have no choice than to align.
I see. Okay, well, Ifako Ijaiye, behold your son. That's all I can say. Okay, so I'd like you to just talk to the people of, not only Ifako Ijaiye, but the people of Lagos, because elections are coming, whether it is state government for the state elections or the federal elections and all that, but politics is happening in Lagos right now. Talk to the people to let them know what you feel is the important thing to take note of as we approach this election season.
Well, what I will say is this. It is better to get engaged in politics now, because whether we like it or not, it affects every part of our lives and every part of our businesses. But getting out there to vote is the right thing to do for any young person or any great person or adult and everybody, both male and female. So what I would advise is, let's go out there, let's just vote for Labour Party, because Labour Party is the best party and the best alternative as we speak in Lagos State.
Some people say you're in disarray, that there's no coordination in Labour Party, there are factions in Labour Party and all that. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's a family affair. Is it because you cannot say because the roof is leaking and you bring down the building? So it's a family affair. It takes time. We'll fix it, and it's already fixed already. So there's no issue in Labour Party. Labour Party is the best alternative. Let's go out there and vote for Labour Party.
So you're contesting?
Yes, I am.
For chairmanship?
Yes, sir.
And you're a good candidate?
Yes, sir.
You think so or you know so?
Well, the people know so.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We always wish you well, and we say that may the best man win, the person that Lagos really needs, and we hope that is you. But if it is not you, I don't know if you have any contribution that you can make for the next person or the person that eventually wins. Will you be going into the fight as a do or die, or you're going to the fight as someone who wants to make the life of people better?
Even before we got into this stage, we've been doing something in the community. We've been contributing our own quota into the community. So win or lose, there's glory in all.
Okay, I like that. I like that spirit of sportsmanship. Well, like I said, Ifako Ijaiye, behold your son. I've just been able to find out that he wants to contest as governor for Ifako Ijaiye. And when it comes to the field, grill him well. Make sure you find out what he's going to do and hold him by the throat, because he talked about accountability, and that's very key. So when he comes, ask him how he intends to be accountable to the people, and hopefully he will give you a roadmap, because that's what is lacking in a lot of people who come to you to ask you for their votes. If he gives you a roadmap and you're able to follow him, or there are things that you need to change in his roadmap, let him know. But he's coming on the Labour Party.
Thank you.
Chairmanship candidate, we wish you well.
Thank you so much.
And we're hoping that you are going to make the cut and
Thank you.
change Ifako Ijaiye for the best. Now I'll be connected to a big man.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be talking to Dayo Asade, a Labour Party chairmanship candidate, Ifako Ijaiye, and also a community mobilizer. I like that about him. But this is where we draw the curtain on the program this morning. We hope that you will join us again next week for another edition. We'll be celebrating Salah, but we will still be here in the studio. So happy Salah to the Muslim brothers and sisters. Bye for now. My name is Nyambul Agaji.